computer. All right. So good evening to all of you. So guys, today we are going to discuss another important topic of B.Ed, which is education commissions, educational committee and commissions after independence. Right, guys? So this is your paper 2. Paper 1 and paper 3 are going on, right? We have finished almost, more than 50% part of paper 1 and paper 3. So we start, second paper also, right? It is also a full-fledged 100 marks paper, right? So this is a paper 2, unit 3rd. Okay. So this is a syllabus of the unit 3rd, guys. Okay. So 4 commissions you have to do, right? First, I show you the syllabus. Okay. Paper 2, contemporary India and education. Okay. So this, see your syllabus. This is your syllabus, huh? Paper 1, childhood and growing up. Okay. So whatever we are finishing, Hana, I'm, coloring as a red. Okay, guys. So this is the paper 2. See this paper 2, contemporary India and education. Okay. So likewise, like paper 1 and paper 3 having the 4 units. So similarly, paper 2 is 4 unit. Unit 1, unit 2. Next slide, unit 3 and unit 4. Right? So today we are discussing the unit 3 as a whole, right? So what are the contents of unit 3? Please, read that. There are 4 commissions, 3 of commissions, 1 national education on policy, 2 national policy on education. First commission is Secondary Education Commission 1952-53. Okay. Guys, what happened? It came, immediately after independence. We got the independence 1947, right? So this commission came in 1952-53 because, the standard of education was very pathetic. There was no organized system. So there was a great need of a dire need of a such kind of a commission who can submit the report to the government, right? Because schools where jitne bhi the that were not organized, right? Because just we got the independence. So we are starting from here. Okay. So according to your syllabus, you have to remember after independence, I have, 4 commissions in my syllabus. Okay, 2 policies also, right? So this unit 3. So first, today we are discussing Secondary Education Commission. It is called Secondary Education Commission, 1952-53. Okay, remember the name of the person who gave this commission, Mudaliar. This is also called the Mudaliar Commission. Mudaliar is a name of the person. He was the Vice Chancellor of the Madras University on that time, right? 52-53 में जब इन्होंने ये commission दिया, right? We will discuss in detail. Okay, just I'm briefing that. This we are going to discuss, okay, so that things would be cleared in your mind. Today we are discussing this, and I have to prepare like this, okay, because my purpose is not to finish the syllabus, right? My purpose is that to make you enable so that you can learn by yourself, right? Basically you have to write the papers. Okay, I can finish the whole paper in a 1 day, right? So you have the 7 paper, 6 or 7 days may I can finish the syllabus, but my purpose is to motivate you and to enable you so that you can learn that, right, guys? So unit 3, I am giving you the briefing. 52-53, it is called Secondary Education Commission. From that way you have to remember the name and year, right? Secondary Education Commission 1952-53 given by Mudaliar, right? Second is Indian Education Commission. Okay, 1964-66. The chairpersons who gave this commission, the name of the person was Kothari, Dr. Kothari, right? K.S. Kothari, I think. Okay, we will study in detail in the PPT. So Dr. Kothari gave this commission. So guys, what happened? Sometimes it is written Indian Education Commission 64-66. Sometimes question comes in the paper, write the recommendations of the Kothari Commission. Okay, so we should know that, question is talking about इंडियन एजुकेशन कमीशन 1964-66. ओके, इन चारों का ही राइट इधर रिकमेंडेशन ही इंपॉर्टेंट है. ओके, objectives, goals, characteristics are important, but mostly question comes from the recommendations. Okay, third देखो क्या हुआ, what happened 1986. Okay, policy came. The name of the policy, National Policy on Education, 1986. Okay, then same policy revised again in 1992. Got it? And last, you are aware of that, new education policy 2020 came. Okay, so unit 3 we are going to discuss, okay, in the PPT, and you will get the notes also. Okay, after finishing this lecture, okay, up to evening you can get the notes from my Telegram channel, or you can approach to me. Okay guys, so I move forward to the next slide, so which is our today's lecture, right? So this one. So today we are going to discuss paper 2 unit 3. Now it is clear to all of you, educational committees and commissions after independence. Okay, first is Secondary Education Commission 52-53, second is Secondary Education Commission 64-66, third is National Policy on Education 1986, and New Education Policy 2020. Okay, so I'm starting from Indian Education Commission. Okay, 3 first जो है Secondary Education Commission, I will send you the recorded lecture, or otherwise we will discuss. Okay, so I am directly starting from Indian Education Commission, then immediately we will discuss the National Policy on Education, and immediately National Education Policy 2020. Okay, अब one question comes in your mind, okay, why we are discussing all? Because of that, most of the points are same, right? 50-60% points are the same. So when you will cover, when you will study these 4, so automatically 50-60% questions you have learned automatically. Okay, only you have to add what addition came in the next commission, right guys? So from that way I'm teaching you, okay, so that it will become easy for learning for you. Okay, so I'm starting from Indian Education Commissions, right? Recommendations of Indian Education Commissions. इसमें आपने recommendations ही करनी है, all the 4, यही आता always, right? So guys, Kothari Commission, which is also called the Indian Education Commission, it was set up in 1964 under the chairmanship of Dr. D.S. Kothari. Okay, ये कोठारी सर है, इनकी फोटो है, दौलत सिंह कोठारी. Okay, the actual name of the commission was Indian Education Commission, but due to the popularity of the person, इस commissions को कहा जाने लगा, Kothari Commission, 1964-66. It happens, sometime, name, becomes, so popular, right? The main task of this commission was to advise the government on the national pattern on education and on general policies for the development of education at all the stages, ranging from primary to postgraduate, right? So first is our primary stage, 1 to 5. Then secondary education comes 6 to 8 or 6 to 10. Then, higher education, okay, up to +2 and, graduation. So the main task of this commission, kya tha commission ka task? To advise the government regarding the national pattern on education. On that time, 1964-66. Think about 64-66. उस टाइम क्या था? There was no national pattern on education. Means जितने भी states हैं, right? Every state is studying according to and adopting according to syllabus, according to himself. Okay, so there was lot of, you can say that, lot of chaos regarding the education, right? There was no common structure. But today what is happening? Up today, for example, one child is in the class of a 6th. It is one of the state, Punjab. When their parents, his parent transferred in any of the state, so he can go over there or she can go over there and take the admission in the 7th class, because they know that if she is studying about the CBSE, so same CBSE pattern he will get over there. But on that time 64-66 ऐसा नहीं था, right guys? That's why ये commission आए, और आज today we are getting education, or our children are getting education, right educations they are getting because of these commissions. Okay, so we should be thank, these all the commissions, okay, due to their hard work, okay, we have got on this stage, right guys? So the main task of this commission was to advise the government on the national pattern on education and on the general policies for the development of education at all the stages ranging from primary to postgraduate, right? Okay, now the question arises, what is the need of a appointment of this commission? Okay, yahan se na you will come to know that why there is a need of appointment of the commission. Okay, abhi new education policy 2020 came, right? So what is the need of a new education policy? Okay, so need is important. First, when you start like that, what is the need of that particular commission? And what happened, when the commission came, okay, so that it becomes easy in your mind to learn that, right? So what is the need for appointment of the commission 1964-66? Number first, need for comprehensive policy of education. Ye dekho, whatever the important points now, I'm coloring as a red, right? Comprehensive policy of education, कोई था ही नहीं उस टाइम, right? Comprehensive policy of education in spite of a number of education committee after independence. Then next is, second is need for detailed study and expansion of education. Next, need to emphasize the role of a people in national development. Okay, so because nobody bother about the national development on that time, तो concept ही नहीं पता था किसी को what is the national development. हाँ, national understanding, international understanding कुछ भी नहीं था, right? So these are the points that talks about the need of appointment of this commission. So fourth one is need to make people aware that they have a share in the national development along with the government. Next, need for overview of educational development to create more integration between various parts and consider it as a whole, not as a fragments. Okay, means as a whole, not as a fragmented, right? Last is need for positive approach to the status of teacher, right? The teacher community had been neglected, suffering many hardship, requiring a positive approach to the problem. ऐसा कुछ था ही नहीं, कोई टेस्ट नहीं था, कोई कोर्स नहीं थे. So without after the graduation, okay, the person is teaching in the schools and others. Okay, even that na B.Ed became the mandatory in 2014. If you are aware of that, when the new government came, Modi government came, and first education minister on the cabinet, in the cabinet of prime minister, cabinet of Modi, the name is there was a lady, right, Smriti Irani. Okay, and that in 2014 she announced B.Ed is mandatory, whosoever wants to come into the field of teaching, right? Now without B.Ed, my dear students, you cannot enter into the gate of the school. You know that now. Without B.Ed, you can't teach. Okay. So because inspections are going on, when the government will come to know that if there are non-B.Ed candidates are teaching the particular school, so immediately they de-recognize the school. Okay. They complain to the education board. Okay. Right. So because B.Ed has become mandatory, whosoever wants to come into the field of teaching, even for the lecturership भी वहां पर भी एक course आ गया, bridge course आ गया है, right? Like B.Ed wise course है, you have to do that course to become a lecturer also, right? Along with the UGC net, right? Because it is true, guys. Even I agree upon it. How it is possible after clearing the after clearing the graduation or post graduations or even the PhD, how we can teach to the student, right? Without going through the these teaching methodology course, right? This is a teaching methodology course. Your first paper is childhood and growing up, second is contemporary Indian education, third is learning and teaching. Basically this is a teaching methodology. And this syllabus is almost same across the country because this syllabus talks about teaching methodology. After covering this syllabus, you become able to teach to the student effectively, right? Otherwise, you are cheating to the student. Are you getting my point? Because many times, in my lecture, I always blame to the teacher. I don't blame to the student, right? Student is never ever weak. Weak is always teacher, because teacher is not, he has not updated by himself. She is not updated himself. She is not aware of the, various kind of teaching methods, right? So there are many factors. Due to the, problem of the teacher, student gets less mark in the class. Okay, student does not develop the personality. Child does not develop the personality because of the teacher, right? So uh, these are the point talking about the need for appointment of the commission, Indian Education Commission, given by the Dr. D.S. Kothari, right? Next, we talk about goals, objective of the commission. So, ये 4 points हैं, guys. You have to remember. This is the important point, right? चारों points हैं. Notes में you have to see that I have explained, every 4 points in detail, right? Okay, these talks about the goals and objectives of commission, right? In every commission, either goals and objective or either recommendation, but more important are the recommendation, mostly comes in the exam. So what are the goals and objectives of the commission 1964-66? The number first is education for increasing productivity, right? Now they have realized that we cannot, increase the productivity without the education. Okay, Nelson Mandela has given a very beautiful quotation regarding the education. Nelson Mandela has said that education is that powerful weapon in the hand of the person by which he can change the world. He can change the world. So guys, you can check that many countries who got the independence with us around 1940, 1950, today they have become the developed country, and we are still developing because we didn't give the focus on the education since 1947, right? Because today we are also, you know, facing the problem of, there are a lot of problems, lot are, you can say that uh, uh, pros and cons in our, education system, right? But, these all the countries, they started the giving the, emphasis on the education, during that time when they got the independence, right? Second is education for accelerating process of modernization. देखो को पता लग गया, they have come to know that, our country, I'm talking about our country, 1964-66, they have come to know that if we cannot become the modernized because of the education. And third is education for promoting social and national integration. Without the national integration, we can't progress. And without education, it is not possible. Last is education for inculcation of national values. If we think that there should be a national values, it should come among all the person across the country. So it is only possible for the education. So these are the four ये जो main goals say and objectives say of commissions. Okay, detail में आप you can learn from the notes, right guys? Okay, next we talk about recommendation, which is the most important and mostly comes, right? What are the recommendations of the Indian Education Commissions or Kothari Commission 1964-66? Number first, free and compulsory education. 1964 or 66 में ये free and compulsory education, ये article आया था. What was free and compulsory education? You should know that, guys, you are going to become teacher, right? So effort under the free and compulsory education, effort should be made for the early fulfillment of the directive principle under the Article 45 of the Constitution, seeking to provide free and compulsory education for all the children up to the age of 14. Okay, so it was amended, right? In the Article 45, Article 45 of the Constitution talks about there should be a free and compulsory education to all the children across the country up to the age of 14. This is the Article 45 says. Even, right to education, it also talks about, which came in 2010, Right to Education Act. Okay, it talks about फ्री एंड कंपल्सरी एजुकेशन अप टू द एज ऑफ 14, बिकॉज ये हमारा फंडामेंटल राइट है, राइट. Next, programs should be developed to reduce the prevailing wastage and stagnation in the schools to ensure universal allotment. Right? School में नहीं कोई जा रहा था on that time. Okay. Very many dropout students were over there. There was no enrollment in the school. Right? So in this commission, it was decided that there should be a more and more, enrollment. Language policy, production of a books and literature, particularly scientific and technical in regional language. The regional languages में हो. It is only possible ना. अब when we talk about the UP, है ना, उनके medium of Hindi. When we talk about Punjab, so here our mother tongue is a Punjabi. Okay, so जब तक unless or until regional languages में books और नहीं आएंगी, तो how they can progress? Right? So production of a books and literature, particularly scientific and technical in regional language. Regional language to be made language of administration for the regions. The mother tongue or the regional languages. English language to serve as a link language in higher education for academic work. English only use honi chahiye as a higher education to do the work of a higher education. And intellectual intercommunication. Hindi to serve as a link language and spread of a Hindi in non-Hindi areas. Okay, next recommendation, education for democracy, promoting of a programs of a adult education, right? Because many students were on that time, they were dropping out because of the poverty and others. You know that now, what are the mentality of the poor persons? They think that their children, they should also do the work. Okay, when they will go to the education system, so they are getting nothing, right? So many you can see that in the slum areas, many children, okay, they are earning the money at the age of a 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, right? And they drop out from the school also, and they become the adult. So adult education program started. Next, expanding secondary and higher education. Guys, उस time secondary education का school ही नहीं थे. Secondary education means +1, +2, and 9th, 10th, +1, +2. Okay. The school was up to, up to 5, up to 8, and there was not organized system over there. So expanding secondary and higher education and providing equal opportunity for all the children, merit and promises, irrespective of the economic status, caste, religion, sex, or place of a residence. Yes. Ye bhi dekho, that was the major problem on that time. Okay. So, students are, because of the, because of the, you can say that the SC and ST, and some students are disabled students. Okay, so they were not going to these schools also because of such kind of all the problem. Next, development of a scientific mind and outlook, tolerance, concern for public interest, public service, self-discipline, self-reliance, initiative, and positive attitude of work. Education for social, moral, and spiritual values. Right? So the purpose of education should be to develop moral values, spiritual values among the students. Right? Only then now we can progress. Center and state government should adopt a measure to introduce education in moral, social, spiritual values in all the institutions under their control, based on the recommendations of the University Education Commission and the Committee on Religious and Moral Instructions. Okay, next recommendation is education for social and national integration. So under this, integrate social and national service program concurrently with academic studies in school and colleges for all the students at all the stages. Participation in the programs of a community development, education for international understanding, right? अब आप देखिए, इतना वर्क हो रहा था. Okay, on that time, there was very pathetic situations regarding the education system, right? There was no secondary level of a school. There was no particular syllabus, standardized syllabus. Okay, because every state is, वो पढ़ा रहे थे, they were teaching to the students. Okay, so there was no test system, there was no evaluation system. Okay, so these all the work done by the Kothari Commission. Okay, they recommended these all points should be done, should be introduced in the education system. Okay, when he presented this report to the government, right? School should promote international outlook through the study of a humanities and social sciences simultaneously with the developing national consciousness. Okay, मतलब schools को ये कहा गया, you have to develop the international outlook. You know that sometime very जो होते हैं kind of, you can say कट्टर जो schools होते हैं, है ना, there are many community in the India. तो they were, है ना, introducing their syllabus, right? So basically they should develop the international outlook. Common school system, yes, this is the important point. देखिए, common school system होना चाहिए. Common school system means on that time, even some SC candidate, ST candidate, they go to the different schools. Why the different schools? There should be a common school system. Every kind of student should study under a single roof. ओके, इवन एक जज का बेटा भी है, डॉक्टर का बेटा भी है, रिक्शे वाले का बेटा भी है. ओके, बिकॉज एजुकेशन इज द फंडामेंटल राइट. They all the person should get education together under a single roof. There should be a common school system. Okay, स्कूल एजुकेशन सिस्टम, यस, देखो 10+2+3 सिस्टम तब आया था कोठारी कमीशंस में, राइट? ओके, इससे पहले क्या था, कुछ और ही होता था सिस्टम. सो दिस कमीशन इंट्रोड्यूस द 10+2+3. 10 मीन्स मैट्रिकुलेशन, ओके, देन 2 मीन्स +1 और +2, एंड 3 मीन्स 3 साल की ग्रेजुएशन, राइट? 10+2+3 सिस्टम इंट्रोड्यूस्ड बाय द कोठारी कमीशन, राइट? क्या था? 1 to 3 years of a preschool education, lower primary stage of a 4 to 5, higher primary stage 3 to 2, lower secondary 3, higher secondary stage of this, and age of a admission class 1 ordinarily not be less than 6. Means you have to enter your child into the school system, okay, and on that time the age of your baby should not be less than 6, right? First public examinations to come at the end of a 10 year of a schooling, right? Next recommendation, science education. Yes, because on that time nobody was talking about the science. Science education must become an integral part of the school education, and the quality of a science teaching must also be improved considerably. Work experience must be introduced as an integral part of all the education. It has the following benefits. Work education, remember, okay, ये important points हैं. Common school system, work education, 10+2+3 pattern, ये याद रखो, right? कि you have to write under the Kothari Commission, right? So work education talks about, it will bridge the gap between intellectual and manual work. It will decrease the over academic nature of a formal education. It will make entry of the youth into the world of a work and employment easier by enabling them to adjust themselves to it. Work education also introduced by the Mahatma Gandhi ji, right? So this word work education, experiential learning, nightling, these all the words are associated with the Gandhi ji. Okay, you should know that the work education means you have to do the work by your hand, right? Once you will start doing the work by your hand, so when you will start the manual work, so you will get the this is also a kind of education, right? Because education, it has linked with the work experience, okay? Because when you will do the work by your hand, you will get the experience by yourself, okay? Vocationalization, this is the important. Vocationalization, that, the purpose of education, basically guys, the purpose of education is to earn bread and butter. It should be the purpose of education. Have you ever thought you are going to become teacher? Have you ever thought, what is happening in the schools? After 10th, when the students leave the school, so what you have given to the students? I ask from all of you, what you have given? The primary aim, the main aim is to earn the bread and butter. It should be the, this should be the characteristics of, education. Means educations you have to teach to the students like way, so that after completing their education, they should be able to earn his bread and butter, his or her bread and butter, right? So ये सारा का सारा उसमें है, ठीक है? You teacher status. So on that time, there was government of India should lay down for the school stage minimum scales of the pay for the teacher, assist the state and union territories Okay, so salary was very less. Okay, there was no kind of, such kind of a programs that was, compulsory in fact, okay, for the teachers, right? But आज की डेट में आप ये देख लो, that time, even up to the 2010, even 2014, the salary was very less of teachers and principal. But guys, if I'm not wrong, today, the salary of teacher and principals are high, as compared to all other profession, very high salaries. Even one B.Ed teacher is earning near about 65 to 70,000. And if the B.Ed teacher is a postgraduate, means he is in the post of PGT. Okay, he or she is earning around 90,000 or 1 lakh per month, right? If he's with the B.Ed, he is a postgraduate, and B.Ed candidate, the salary is around 60 to 65,000 per month. And in a year 365 days, around 4 months or 5 months to holidays, right? And you can note the period. 8 o'clock the person has to go to the school, 2 o'clock छुट्टी भी हो जानी है, 8 से 2 बजे तक, 2:30 बजे तक. Salary is 65,000 B.Ed teacher की, right? So in today, salary is very high. So it becomes high due to these commissions, right? Because they recommended that if you give the good amount to the teacher, only then they can teach, by the heart and soul to the student. Basically, what we are getting, what we are basically, what we are. I ask from all of you, what you are. Guys, think yourself, okay? Lalit sir was asking what you are. Basically, you are the personality of those 4 or 5 person who have influenced on you more and more. And those 4 or 5 person can be your teachers, can be your elders. वही होंगे और कोई नहीं होगा, right? So there is a lot of impact of teachers on the students. So that's why we have to give respect to the teacher, salary wise, finance wise. That's why now today's, teacher, principals, they are getting a, very good amount, okay, as compared to other professions. You can calculate or you can check it, right? Teacher education. Next is teacher education. क्या होता है? You should know that. ये जो B.Ed और M.Ed है आपकी, this is called the teacher education. Okay, you have to remember, till today you all are graduate. You must be graduate or postgraduate. Am I right? Right? You have got the graduation degree or post-graduation degree. These colleges are called the degree colleges. Remember, these are called degree colleges, right? Now you are doing the B.Ed. You are doing the B.Ed or M.Ed. You are doing the B.Ed or M.Ed. These institutions and these colleges are called the education colleges. Okay, you can check that. Last में इनके लिखा होता है College of Education. Whosoever is your college. Okay, so my lecture is going on the internet, on the YouTube, right? So whosoever is your college, please check it. In the end, it is written College of Education. Whatever is your name of college. But in your BA or MA college, it is not written College of Education. It is only degree level of a college. And B.Ed or M.Ed is your professional course. Remember, there is a lot of values of B.Ed or M.Ed. After doing the B.Ed or M.Ed, you become able to earn money, not the degree. By the graduation or post-graduation, even you are a Ph.D, you can't earn, guys, right? B.Ed is called the professional course, right? Or it comes under the teacher education. The apex body of teacher education is NCTE, National Council for Teacher Education. Your syllabus, each and everything is decided by the NCTE, National Council for Teacher Education. The head office is Delhi, like CBSE and Punjab School Education Board. They deal with the school education, right? But regarding the teacher education, the NCTE deals with. So new professional courses should come. Okay, so even the all the it talks about all for the upliftment of the teacher, new courses should come. This all the things recommended by the Kothari. School education curriculum. ये देखो, under the school education curriculum, that was not organized, that was not structured. So there is a need to work on the school education curriculum also. This also point raised by the Kothari Commission, right, in 64, 66. So these all were the, talks about the Indian Education Commissions. Okay. So immediately we start the another policy. You know what happened according to your syllabus, right? 1964-66. Okay. Second is your syllabus is a national policy on education 1986. So this policy came in 1986. You know what happened in this policy? Naturally, Indian Education Commission in 64-66. So a lot of things recommended by the Kothari sir, right? So it recommended, right? But there was also, there was a lot of things which we have to work. So that's national policy on education came in 1986. So now we discuss what are the objectives and recommendations of this policy. First, we should know that what is this? This is also called one of the prominent policy on education is the national policy on education, which was framed in 1986 and modified in 1992. Right? The policy conceived a democratic system of education, which implies that up to a given level, all students, irrespective of caste, creed, location, sex, have access to the education of a comparative quality. What is the need of a revised policy? Because 1986 में what happened globally, there was a rapid development have occurred in the political, social, economic sphere at national and global level since the articulations of the national policy on education. These developments necessitate a wholesome and a proactive education system, because there was a lot of, we are developing now, we are progressing. So since independence up to 1986, there was a lot of development, right? So keeping in view that the present government of India has taken I think Rajiv Gandhi government, 1986. The present government of India has taken the initiative to put forward a revised national policy on education to cater the continuously changing demand of the people with regard to a quality of education. Since 1986, quality of education was poor. Research and development, no. Zero research and development, right? Making young people skilled. People were not skilled. पढ़ तो रहे थे, they were not skilled. तो skilled भी zero ही था. To raise manpower in scholastic and industrial endeavor and making India a knowledgeable society. Till 1986, knowledgeable nahi tha, skilled persons nahi the, level of education was not good. So this policy worked on these all the points, right? What are the goals and objectives of national policy on education 1986? Number first, to promote national progress, a sense of a common citizen and cultural to strengthen the national integration, right? Next, to improve its quality at all stages, greater attentions to science and technology, right? Now, 1986 made a lot of work done on the science and technology. And you have to remember, guys, 1986 में Rajiv Gandhi government थी उस time. He was the prime minister of our country. Okay, they worked a lot about the, science and technology. To promote values such as India common cultural heritage, democracy and secularism, removal of social barriers and inculcation of a scientific temper. To develop the scientific temper. ये नया point आ गया ना. बाकी point 64, 66 के आप इसमें you can fit it, but new point is inculcation of a scientific temper. That's why I have underlined, right? Education should foster among students on understanding of the diverse cultural and social characteristics of the people living in the different part of the country. Minimum level of learning for each stage of education should be provided to ensure the quality of education. अब quality of education कैसे आएगी? How the quality of education would come? Right? You know that you can do the B.Ed only once you have the 50% marks at the graduation level, right? Naturally, the quality of education aayegi, right? And if you get the 50% marks in the B.Ed, you can go for the M.Ed also. So a minimum level of learning zaruri tha for the upliftment of the quality of education. Similarly, there are tests for the teachers also. Universalizations of a primary education. Yes, this is the important. ये point बहुत important है. Universalizations of a primary education means primary education there should be a universalization. So every person universalization means पूरे world को भी इसने cater कर लिया इस policy ने, right? Because many countries they were coming ahead, okay, to promote that universalization of education. 1991 mein, guys, if I'm not wrong, one conference held in New Delhi. And the conference name is the E9. E9 means education nine. 9 countries participated, right? Why the 9 countries? Because these 9 countries means, matlab, they have the, many youth, in the country, regarding the, they were talking about the, minimum universalizations of a elementary education. Means all the children across the country. Now I'm using the word across the world. Okay. Because globally many countries are coming ahead and promoting the universalizations of elementary education or primary education. Means this is a fundamental right of the education, fundamental right of every person. He should get the free and compulsory education up to the age of 14. You must remember, article 45 says, right to education says. And it also talks about universalizations of education, because the agenda of a E19 1991, that was universalizations of education. These all things I have written in the notes. Okay. When you will get the notes now, you can see from over there. Okay. These are all the 3 or 4 commissions, right, guys? Next, to provide opportunities to those section of the society which can't avail of a formal education and access to education through open and distance learning. अब देखो क्या था, है ना? So a new point has come, guys. Open and distance learning means up to 1986. If the person is handicapped, uska kya hai? How he or she can approach to the school, right? So open education introduced, distance education introduced. Okay. So 1986 ये चीजें लेके आई. That's why ना I'm again telling to all of you, whatever the benefits we are getting today, or our children are getting the benefit because of these recommendations, these committees. Okay. And last is to establish network between different institutions in the country so as to facilitate research and development. Now recommendations, because I've told you recommendations are most important. Okay. All round development. ये देखो न्यू पॉइंट है ये, राइट? नेशनल पॉलिसी ऑफ एजुकेशन का ऑल राउंड डेवलपमेंट. अब when I was taking a class of teaching and learning, है ना, I always ask from you, what is the meaning of a teaching? Teaching doesn't mean pouring into the mind of the student. Student mind is not a dustbin. Don't think that student doesn't know anything. He knows everything, right? What is your duty? What is your work? Your work is a all-round development. Your work is a harmonious development, right? There should be a development of, and every part. Okay, there should be a development of intellectual development, physical development, social development, emotional development, spiritual development. This is your duty to develop all these developments. Together we name as a all-round development or a harmonious development among the students. This is the duty of the teacher, right? So regarding this, keeping in mind that all-round development of the student, so various program introduced like science education, work experience, vocationalization of secondary education, technical and management education, mass media, sport and physical education, environment education, and value education, right? Also develop the value education, right? If the student is not good on the part of values, so maybe there is a blame of teacher. Okay, so you have to teach from the heart and soul, guys. Teacher is called the image of Brahma. Teacher is called image of Brahma, right? So I know that regarding that, there is a less respect of the teacher among the society. But again, I tell you, this is also a due to the problem of the teachers, because teacher ही नहीं बना पाया अपनी respect. Do you know that? Teacher is a learner first, guys. What the our Rabindranath Tagore has said. Rabindranath Tagore, Gandhi ji, they have done a lot of work on the education system. Arbindo Ghosh also, right? Many personalities. Well, I'm talking about Indians, right? Even the foreign personality, they worked a lot of on the education. Even Tagore Saab has said that teacher should be a learner first. If you are not a learner, you are not teacher. What is the today's news? You should know that. What is the happening in the society? You should know that, right? Computer क्या चीज है? Software कौन सा है computer? Correct. Even you are using the laptop now, you don't know the configurations of your laptop. What is the configurations of your laptop? Right? Hard disk उसकी कितनी है? उसका RAM कितनी है? Processing speed कितनी है? You are driving a car, you don't know about the configuration specification of the car. कार का BHP कितना है, राइट? कार का टॉर्क पावर कितनी है उसकी, राइट? कितना सीसी का इंजन है कार का. So this is because we are in the field of a teaching, right? So we should know each and everything, even general awareness also. Matlab, I'm not talking about the difficult things. I'm simple things are getting from the your day-to-day activities. You don't know about these things, and you are going to train to the students in the school, right? And without the B.Ed also. Right? Are you getting the point? So how much the B.Ed is necessary, how much the knowledge is necessary, how much learning is necessary. Guys, your work should be at least 1.5 hours you have to give every day in the learning. Then you can justice with your post. Then you can justice with yourself. I'm teaching, I'm in the teaching line since 1997. When I was in the matriculation class, I started giving tuitions to the students, right? Then in the year of 2001 and 2, I completed my B.Ed, M.Ed in 2003 and 4. So since even I know that today I have to give to the lecture. Even this lecture I have taken many times, but I have seen this lecture. I gave time to on this lecture. Which important thing we have to emphasize so that you will get the motivation. You will learn it. Right? So learning is must, guys. So our crux of B.Ed यही है. You should be able to teach to the student. ऐसे खड़े होके in front of the student. Because student will get everything from you. They copy the teachers and elders. Right? Teachers and parents. Teacher is also parents. Teacher is called the second parent of the student. So you don't know, वो आपको idol बना लेते हैं, guys. राइट? स्टूडेंट जो होते हैं, चिल्ड्रन जो होते हैं, वो सुनते नहीं हैं, वो देखते हैं. इट मीन्स प्रैक्टिकल इज बेटर देन गिविंग द एडवाइस टू द स्टूडेंट. है ना? कम पंक्चुअल इन द क्लास, फिनिश द वर्क, help to the student, cooperate with the student. Think that how many students in the class, how many students are weak, on which area you have to do the work, from where you have to teach, right? So this all works when you indulge yourself, then you can say that you are, doing the justice with your job, right? So my purpose is here that because I'm a teacher trainer also, basically, right? So I'm giving you the training also, and the purpose of a B.Ed is also getting the training. राइट? फेल तो B.Ed में कोई होता नहीं है. B.Ed में everybody get pass, right? And whenever you have to learn this syllabus, learn keeping in mind that you are a teacher, right? B.Ed में हमें we don't have to learn, we have to even हमें ये सीखना है कि how we have to teach. This is the main purpose of B.Ed. Okay, don't match the B.Ed class with the graduation class or the post-graduation class, right? In a B.Ed, guys, whatever the topics you are learning every week, right? And when you start your study, to think yourself, you are a teacher, okay? And you are learning this concept and you have to do the practical of this subject. This is the purpose of B.Ed. The purpose of B.Ed is not ये syllabus कर लेना और pass हो जाना है. Today I am giving you guarantee to all of you. You all are passed with a very good marks. Okay, you all are passed. From my 20-year career, I never saw a person who got fail in the B.Ed. Right? So the purpose of a B.Ed is to the crux of a B.Ed is जो मेरा experience है ना, I have got through the experience I'm sharing with you. The purpose of a B.Ed is खड़े होके पढ़ाना, you have to become example for the student, okay, and with your teaching, okay, you have to arouse the learning power of the student, right? You have to make the student so that he or she should be able to learn the by himself and solve the problems, whatever the problems occurs in the life, right? Up to this point you have to train to the students. And guys, trust me, it will only come once you are in touch with the learning, right? Lot of research is going on the education field, right? So, okay. So, coming back to our point, recommendations of NPE, development of a human resource power. Okay. So, national policy on education also recommended there is a development of a manpower. Even we will, isko correct kare, it is called the skilled power, right? Work on the skilled power. That's why, various skilled programs introduced. Next, recommendations of NP, cultivating moral and ethical value. Hana, same thing we discussed in secondary education, international cooperation and peaceful existence. Okay, so we have to develop, okay, when we start exchanging the programs with the foreign countries, students also, okay, from that way we can develop the international cooperation and peaceful existence. Okay, because you have seen in the schools now, many students, goes to the foreign country, or foreign country students are coming in the India. So there is a, you can say that a development of a cooperation and the peaceful existence. Okay. नेशनल सिस्टम ऑफ एजुकेशन, तो 10+2+3 सेम उन्होंने इंडियन एजुकेशन कमीशन ने बोला था। हाँ, नेशनल करिकुलम फ्रेमवर्क आ गया यहाँ पर, देखिए, ठीक है ना? So recommendations of a national curriculum framework, education for equality, promotion of a peace and understanding among nations, understanding of a cultural and social system, promotion of a national pride, promotion of a link and other language, promotion of a inter-regional mobility, national support for implementing programs and lifelong education. Okay, next, education for equality. Hana, same we have discussed. Equality, there should be a equality of education irrespective of color, caste, creed. Women education, yes, this is the important point, guys. Okay, this national policy on education emphasized, they talked about more and more for the upliftment of the women education. On that time now, women were ignored. Okay, even girls are not allowed to go to the schools because of the poor mentality of their parents, right? Education for a scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. So this national policy of education worked a lot of scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, women education, education for minorities, wo dekho, education for handicapped also. ये important point है. बाकी some of the point you can take from the Indian Education Commission, but when the NP 1986 comes in your paper, you have to add these points, right, guys? Strengthening national institutions and higher educations, right? Open university and distance learning we have discussed, right? The management of education, national level, state level, district, local level, and recommendations of NP, evaluation process and examination reform. Yes, ये भी आया, right? अब ये देखो, the following measure will be taken: the elimination of excessive element of a chance and subjectivity, the de-emphasize of a memorization. इसको करो जो rote learning होती है, right? Effective use of evaluation process by teacher, student and parent. ये देखो, इवैल्यूएशन भी स्टार्ट हो गई है, टीचर्स की भी, स्टूडेंट की भी और पेरेंट्स की भी। 1986 में पहले टीचर की असेसमेंट ही नहीं होती थी, इवैल्यूएशन ही नहीं होती थी। whosoever is teaching, coming in the school and teaching to the student, तो क्या होगा, what would be the result, है ना? You know that. Improvement in the conduct of examination. And the last में, the use of a grades in place of the marks. This is the most important. Okay, don't give the marks, because you stop comparisons among the students. Okay, this student has got the 90% mark, this student has got the 50% marks, and the student has got the 50% marks is weak from the 90% student. So this is a wrong comparison. Even you have to stop comparison, guys, right? Even national policy on education recommended the giving the grades in place of marks. This is the reason of the grades. Now the grade has come, right? So ये पॉलिसी भी खत्म होगी। अब करते हैं हमारा द इंपॉर्टेंट वन, ओके, न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी 2020, राइट, जो अभी जस्ट आई है अभी, राइट? सो MHRD, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया, नाउ इट इज कॉल्ड, यू शुड नो दैट, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एजुकेशन, right? MHRD, it is a one of the ministry under the government, okay? जैसे transport ministry है, railway ministry है, a lot of ministries हैं, तो MHRD ministry है who take care of education across the country. Now the name has changed. The name is of that ministry is Ministry of Education. Under the Ministry of Education, guys, two department comes. One is school education and one is higher educations. Okay. So school education, you know that. So Dr. Kasturi Rangan chairperson थे नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी के 2020 के, right? So already there is a time 5 o'clock, right, guys? So this we will do in the next lecture. Okay. So today we have finished the up to the, okay. So I open the first slide. We have finished Indian Education Commission and National Policy on Education, right? So new education policy or secondary education commissions are 1952-53. In the next lecture, we will discuss, okay? But you will get notes of these all three today, right, guys? Thank you so much for this lecture, guys. Thank you so much once again. Okay, Ji, thanks to all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Lisa ma'am, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, guys, thanks.